incline. Take the radio, pit crew is far from slow. The lights no longer yellow. Ready, steady, go. Crank it up. Oh, it's racing. 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 In love with the ride. Burning rubber smells real nice. Fuel it up once or twice. Come on, fast is the way to drive. Crowds all on their feet, not one bothered by the heat. Imagine them in the driver's seat. Checkered flag would be sweet. Crank it up. Oh, it's racing. 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 Everybody get ready. On your feet. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Crank it up. Crank it up. Oh, it's racing.
Looking for a new PC or an upgrade to your current one? Look no further than Ford Entertainment Group, your home for the best quality and value in new, pre-built, and custom PCs at the lowest price guaranteed. We have affordable PC solutions for any budget, with custom builds starting at $595. Even the pros turn to Ford Entertainment Group to get them up and running. With valued customers from all over the world, it's easy to see why Ford Entertainment Group is the most trusted brand in custom PCs.
I wanted to save my awesome subscribers the most money when they start their sim racing journey. I searched high and low for the best deals. And I'm so proud that Jeffrey and I have partnered up so I can spread the good news about where to get the lowest price on a high quality computer.
Feel confident when buying from us with the FEG Satisfaction Guarantee. Get yourself on track today by visiting us online at fegpc.net.
When you want to be the best, you can't settle for the rest. There's a reason that Maconi Setup Shop is trusted by more virtual and real-world tracks and companies than any other setup shop in iRacing. With partners such as Stafford Motor Speedway, the Nashville Fairgrounds Speedway, Five Flag Speedway, Speed 51, and more. When you want something done right, you go to the experts at Maconi Setup Shop.
With setups available for most series on both asphalt and dirt, built by a team of professional builders consisting of some of the top talents on the service, Maconi Setup Shop LLC has what you need to hit the track with confidence. Head over to MaconiSetupShop.com and learn why Maconi Setup Shop is the official setup shop of Richmond Raceway Esports and is partnered with some of the largest names in virtual and real racing.
And remember, at Maconi Setup Shop, there are setups, but your victories.
With the ButtKicker Gamer 2, what you see and what you hear is what you feel. ButtKicker. The future is feeling.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back here to PTM Racing TV, where the time has come for our drivers here at New Hampshire Motor Speedway to lock horns here in the Truck Series for Pedal to Metal Racing League to go at it here and see what will happen here as we have 9 of the best drivers rocking it here. Hi, everyone. I am Christian the Crusaders driver. Welcome back to the show as always. Right now, we have got the SimRacingMerch.com grading order set up on our lineup here tonight. Let's take a look at on the pole. It'll be Matthew Hofford in the 84. To his outside, it'll be the number 8 of Keith Checkmate Taylor. Row number 2, Cindy the Closer Taylor. Number 7 to her outside, it's the Rattlesnake Robert Gaughan, the 21. Row number 3, Bob Hutchinson, the 77 to his outside. The 5, Chantel, the Throttle Pottle. Row number 4, Jeffrey Todd Tufson, the 72 to his outside. Nick Earn, the 69. And the final starter here tonight is Dustin Stoneacre in the 66. The field is ready. The drivers are set. That only means one thing. It's time to get gridding. So here we go. We're going to bring them around town, get things settled up in here. Tonight I'm already getting word right now as well that Hofford, you saw that little throwback scheme on that 84. That's a Michael Waltrip throwback here tonight. Good to know and good to see out there, Mr. Hofford. Awesome looking design. Quite a few awesome designs here that we've seen here on the show before, but some new faces on the designs here. Obviously, you got Nick Kearns, Gran Turismo 69. That is a beautiful looking ride there. Boy, does that bring me back. And then, of course, the Lucky Charms 66 of Dustin Stoneacre. Apparently feeling a little bit of luck of the Irish tonight. He's up in here in the northern east states of the world. We'll see how well that plays out for him right now as we're currently about ready to go green here. Pace car is going to come around on this mile-long track, New Hampshire Speedway. This is the playing grounds. New Hampshire Motor Speedway will be where the drivers play it to their advantage. Will we see some hard racing, some hard runs? We're about to find out as the green flag flies. We're underway. It's going to be the big turn right here already out of the gate. How well will they handle turn 1 and 2? Seems like they're handling it okay so far. Everything nice and cool and even in the spot. They line them around here, pace them back and forth down the back straightaway they go. Here, Keith Checkmate Taylor getting a good run off that stuff. Remember, these guys are running open setups here as well, so they are having to deal with the wear and tear and the conditions that are performed here on the show. So as the track changes, they can change the truck up as well, but they have to be careful. They don't want to overdo it and try to undermine what they've created earlier on. They've got to be more aware and more specified on how they hit it. Right now, the 5 Chantel Throttle Pottle trying to move her way into position, trying to get the latch needed points here because the top 5 right now is pretty much all that it matters to any of these guys and gals. Cindy the Closer Taylor has pretty much all but locked up the Truck Series, and she almost has locked up Super Late Models depending on how the next 2 races go, one being in North Wilkesboro, and then the last one, of course, coming up is 2 weeks from now. By the way, since we have some females on our show here tonight, whoa, and Chantel Throttle Pottle going a little too deep into turn 1, sensitive to wall protection. Here comes the 7 of Cindy the Closer Taylor. I was just about to say Happy Mother's Day to all our ladies and our moms out there. I know my mama is watching right now, and Mom, if you're listening, thank you for always tuning in and supporting me in my journey. And also to the ladies out here, obviously a few of them are mothers, and definitely much respect to them and much love to them as well here. So Robert the Rattlesnake Khan, obviously a bit of a dad as well, currently trying to give a little bit of a position in the Hendricks.com 21. Although he's obviously not a mother by any means, but hey, he still got to hold up with the moms, doesn't he? Well, you can just see, man, how hard these drivers are challenging in early on. They are having to do with the kind of the road course style version of Gardensville with a longer stretch of road. This paperclip area has always been kind of a tricky track that we've always been well aware of and we've been well known for. One thing I've kind of experienced here and really seen is just there's 2 lines of the groove. There's a middle line which kind of runs into where these guys are going now, which is the outside. And then you have the bottom lane where there is a little bit more smoothing in between, but that doesn't necessarily mean it's shortening the track out. It also means you can get very loose off of it. And speaking again, loose off it, here comes Cindy the Closer Taylor, number 7 tracker, both Bass Pro Shots Machines, Silverado, as currently Matthew Hofford, the bold Budweiser 84, Michael Waltrip throwback. Trying to hold off there, the Closer. Cindy trying to move in the inside line, trying to make that run I said about earlier. With that bottom a little bit more jumpy, a little more position. She does get a grip there and will pass in for position. I mean, it's difficult to really keep up with the momentum, keep up with the pacing here, because again, these drivers are trying to do two things at once, which is basically watch the throttle, watch their control. As we're going to go on board here with Checkmate Taylor, you're going to see what I mean here. Notice how hard he breaks in, but then listen to that shift. You hear him shift in. That's because he's trying to get the truck to take a set more, trying to build the RPMs back up, because he can't get a run off that with the exit. Now, watch as he comes into turn 3 and 4. Very smooth, very even keel. He's having to play that kind of road, though, because unfortunately, if he does not, he could set himself up for major trouble later on, and he does not want that, obviously. Again, this kind of a paperclip style track, obviously big in length, only a mile long, about half a mile longer than Martinsville. And that's one thing I've always been kind of aware of, is just this track is very tough on tires as much as it is tough on the driver's mentality. When we have about 20 or 30 or 40 out here, just imagine what it's like trying to hold off your line, trying to put in a position or two to keep up with these guys and gals. It's not easy by any means, and it could definitely be a bit of a struggle to work with. Currently, the number 77 of Bob Hutchins had a strong start to the season. He had a good finish in Chicagoland, finishing first. Then, seems like after that, he was struggling to get back into the top spot. He had a few times where he got in there, and then he was out of it. And really, it's been just kind of an undermining of really what he's been up to. Jeffrey Oaks, unfortunately, not out here with the night, but he was the Talladega winner back at the first race of the season. And since then, it's been just kind of downhill from there. He had some problems, and unfortunately, the truck has not been able to get going the way he would like it to. So, the team's still struggling with that, and he was not able to make the call here tonight. So, Jeffrey, if you're listening, man, hope you're doing okay, and hopefully everything's all right here. Sure do miss you on the show, and hope get you back in the league sooner or later. Bob Hutchins there in the that old AC Delco Western Union machine, trying to stay ahead of Nick Kern. Nick Kern, the Toyota Tundra, the only Tundra we have out here tonight, as Dustin Solnager rocking the old Ford F-150 tonight, the only one out here. And apparently he thinks that because he's the only one with the Ford F-150, maybe he can pull a little Lucky Charms out there. If that was the case, then, well, I would like to see it. Currently down the back straightaway, though, it is the Chevrolets that are dominating. The Silverados pulling up closer and closer to each other here as Robert the Rattlesnake on and sending the closer to Taylor. And a little bit of a struggle here for jockeying in position. And Taylor's just been dominating the seasons in both the Super Late Models and the Truck Series. And even on the Pushing Limits Racing League side, where we're seeing them elsewhere, they've been just absolutely on a tear no matter what they do. It seems like they always want to put up a fight and put on a show. And they certainly do so, but I mean, it's interesting to see what really has kind of changed the game plan up from that and where they've been from there. Some of them have been literally in the top spot, like you see with Cindy, and then Keith's been it's kind of been like all over the place, if you will. He's just kind of had a good run here or there, and then that's about it. The Rattlesnake Robert Kahn, though, is doing a great job holding on Cindy. You can see he's up 2 spots at the moment. He is the hard charger of the night, if you can believe it. Hofford right now, the one that's fallen back the worst here, down 3 spots. He's currently in 4th. Watching this battle go on, and I do know we do have stages on here tonight, so it's going to be interesting to see how they play that into effect and how they strategize with it. The main thing is really just going to be pacing and timing, in my opinion. That's the way I've always seen it. To the inside line, here comes the 7 now. Cindy on the run, on the move, making a run for it. Can she get it? Oh, let me contact. No, not out of turn 1 anyway. Oh, there is. Robert Kahn gets a little nudge there from the closer. Well, Kahn's not exactly one to take nudges like that too kindly, so I'm going to be interested to see if he gives him a little retaliation back. Not a Dale Earnhardt Sr. kind of driver, but he can definitely be one of those guys that has no problems giving you a little bump and run for its own sake. But that's not the case. Cindy making a beautiful pass there and takes over position as she checkmates Taylor, her brother, continues to absolutely rock and dominate this one. And if we take a look at the lap times here, I mean, it's kind of point blank and obvious. He's doing a lot better controlling and maintaining the run and maintaining the course and giving himself more time away from Cindy. Now, obviously, Cindy there had a pass there on lap 14 where she actually got some ground on her brother. But again, you know, that's only saying part of the situation. Let's find out what happened here on lap 15. 2:15 shows us a solid 2/10 faster than Keith. Now looks like Cindy is starting to live up to the motto. She is not the closer for no reason. We know around here. Stanley Chadwick saying they need the luck of the Irish, and then Stanley also saying, "Come on, Mrs. Pottlez." Well, good to have you on board here, Stanley, and thank you again for tuning on in. Soneca right now, currently, as you heard him say, just trying to get a little bit of luck of the Irish, but currently he's in the back of the pack here, falling back behind the driver more and more as we go along with this one. Jeffrey Todd Tufts in front of him, and you know, going back to last week out, Todd Tufts, man, what a night he had. Finally, as he put it, ending his long stretch of bad luck and curses as he felt like, and pulled off a W at Charlotte Motor Speedway. A track that, in my opinion, getting a win on is like the most satisfying feeling in the world, especially when you're running these truck series. I've only had a select few of those on the Street Stock series, and I'm still searching for anything other than that one, but hey man, you got it in and you got it good. Most credit to him. And now it looks like Soneca apparently has heard me talk too much about his Irish luck. He's like, alright, fine, I'll take the Irish out, and I'll put the pedal to the metal, and I'll show you a little skill around here, old Crusader. Well, apparently he's got it good because he got a run off him, but Todd Tufts decided to cross over there out of turn 4. That's one unique blend here with New Hampshire, is you can blend in like that and do crossovers quite a bit. With this track offering multiple lines, you can basically cross in and cross through a lot. If you go back to what we showed back on the NASCAR Heat Series, we had a lot of cross-threading, cross-through on the Cup Series that night. There was a lot of drivers moving in quick and then moving in hard, and there was definitely some battles in there, but yeah, right now this has currently just been kind of a one and done kind of run for folks. But not to be in the back anyway. Todd Tufts flowing up a bit, and Justin Soneca is starting to maintain some ground. Good on him. Right now, though, it is not too much far off, though, from Keith Checkmate Taylor, because Checkmate is getting ever so closer to catching him. Matthew Hofford rocking the throwback scheme. Obviously, the last night of throwback week here at the Cup Series, went out there at Darlington Raceway with Martin Truex Jr. pulling off the win there. So congratulations to Mr. Martin Truex. But I will say, though, some of those throwback schemes definitely were a blast from the past, and this is definitely one of them here. The Michael Waltrip scheme being rocked here on the truck. Obviously, Michael Waltrip not really much of a truck driver, but he did drive a lot when he drove a lot of the Cup Series. But you can tell that just screams the 80s and 90s right there. That the way the logos are, kind of that bandwidth, the design, simple but elegant, as I always put it. It is a unique looking piece of specimen. It is a nice looking ride, I must say. Now on the scoreboard here, you take a look at the best lap times, and take a look there, man. Kahn and Keith, man, they were hard on the throttle there on their best laps, but Keith Checkmate Taylor managing to outdo him by about 0.05 of a second. And you can see the difference in pacing and strategy. Some going for the long-term run, some going for more of a short-term run. Oh, as Robert the Rattlesnake Kahn, I think, just kind of heard me say that. It's like, okay, I'll try to wall bang around here and see if that works. You do realize damage is on, though, my friend. You do that, you're going to basically destroy your truck by the time this is over with. Well, back up to the front now. Keith Checkmate Taylor has made some moves here. He's lapped up Todd Tufts. Todd, unfortunately, is going to have a little bit of work to do in the later half of this one, if he wants to make any big positions here or make some moves. Keith's trying to stay ahead of her sister here. Sister Cindy right behind him here, trying to make a move or two, pushing up quickly. As we go to the onboard camera here for Keith, you can see that big pink machine right there. Cindy is just starting to reel him in, starting to get a little bit of a catch. We are in New Hampshire, so why not? That's kind of fitting. We are trying to get a big catch around here because New Hampshire, well, it's obviously right by the ocean, so why not? Go ahead and find yourself a big fish out there, some lobster as they will. So the field pacing back and forth right now, still not too much damage up on some of the drivers, except for maybe, I guess you could say, the 5 here. She has a little bit of damage on the front corner panel. You see as well as that tire kind of caved in a little there, so a little bit of damage there, but thankfully the truck is okay and still holding on just fine. But yeah, it kind of makes me wonder, you know, will that last for the entire time? Rocking a lot of sponsors on that one, rocking a lot of schemes. And speaking of sponsors, we're going to be right back after this quick commercial message. But folks, don't go anywhere. When we return, we're going to see more action here as the drivers are about ready to come to the stage and come to the stage break. We'll see who is able to pace their way around and get a run or two off this. We'll find out more when we return. Well, ladies and gentlemen, tonight's race has been brought to you in part by our good friends over at Maconi Setup Shop. Only the best and fastest setups come from Maconi Setup Shop. Visit up their website at MaconiSetupShop.com to find the right setup for your next race. By Matt Mills Racing Team, best Xfinity team out there sponsoring and supporting Pottlez Racing League this season. And if you want to support Matt Mills Racing Team, visit them up on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, and check out their search and merchandise line on Facebook. By Bob's Custom Trophies and Gifts. They're supplying up the trophies for the season champs, and if you're looking for the best hardware gift for your next event, come on guys, it's Mother's Day, get your mom something nice. You find something there by going to www.bobscustomtrophies.com. And of course, I meant trophies. Well, if you want some hardware, I don't think you can get any better than this. Sweet looking design on them. Think you get into Bob's for that. By SimRacingMerch.com, the perfect way to show your passion for sim racing. By GridFinder, the best way to find a new league. Filter your search by race day, your geographical region, gaming platform, and race sim and car class. You need a broadcaster or live designer? Search GridFinder, the home of online racing. By the ButtKicker, best in performance and feeling on the real track of the virtual world. The ButtKicker, feel what you've been missing. By FEGPC.net, matching your want with your wallet. They will always work with your needs to build the best PC at the right price. By Brandon Minnick Sim Racing, be sure to go over to his page and support his merchandise and iRacing journey. Thank you again to Brandon for being a proud supporter of Pottlez Wrapz. By Pottlez Wrapz, if you want your vehicle to match your style on the track, visit Pottlez Wrapz for just that. Most affordable designs made at your leisure. And by GreenTech Energy, leading the way in solar flare and company, GreenTech Energy is the natural choice. As we bring back to the live feed here on the show, currently Cindy the Closer Taylor still trying to get something running, something going here. Time is starting to elapse, so I believe we're coming up on the stage break. And it seems like to me, Cindy has caught up to Keith quite a bit here. Let's take a look at the lap times though, just to be safe. And yes, that is a major gap in distance. Keith, honestly, I gotta believe, is very strong on his short runs. But Cindy, for some reason, man, she is extremely fast on a long run, and she knows how to play this to her advantage. But that's kind of the reason why they came up with a stage system, was basically so that way you can have a little bit more time, a little bit more of a short run, and have a little more fun trying to get the drivers packed in and fighting around this place. But as you can see, that didn't quite work out with New Hampshire Speedway, because this currently is the drivers kind of pacing away, pacing around. With these open setups, it definitely makes a big difference. It can definitely hurt or work for certain drivers, certain areas and times. It really all depends on where you come from and where you're at. The Closer trying to catch up there to Keith, as currently the laps winding down here. Time is just about to wade and evade, and I believe we are going on stages, so it seems like we're getting a little bit late in for that, so I don't know when they're going to throw the stage caution here. I was not informed on what the numbers were going to be there tonight. As Robert Rouse and Con currently having to stay ahead of Matthew Hoffert. Hoffert getting a little bit more onto the run on the zone. Sounds like a little bit of problems there for somebody going into the wall protection. No word on that. And take a look up front here. Here we go. There's the battle we were talking about a minute ago. Cindy has made the run on her brother. Now the checkmate camp is in trouble of the Closer, because the Closer has now taken over position. We have ourselves a new leader. Caught that right as they were going into turn one. There you saw Cindy just going to the inside line and just shortening the track out for her liking. Managed to get the truck to rotate in the way she needed it to. And Keith, unfortunately, not able to get that Wolfpack racing machine up ahead and into position. But he's not giving up yet. Cindy hasn't actually ran away from him just yet here. He can get a little bit of ground clearance here, get a little bit of a push. I think he might have a chance to make a pass here. Lining off that draft here. Gonna maybe look for the crossover. No, he decides to back off a little bit, slow down just a slight hair. Or does he? There it is. There is a crossover there at turn 4. I was kind of thinking he was going to do that, but at the same time, I didn't think he was going to. This is a little bit of a good battle coming up here. Checkmate and the Closer battle out, and now Bob Hutchins trying to stay ahead of him, not wanting to fall back and have to do the whole lap down situation. Remember, they do get 2 lap. Each driver does get a lap back from the lucky dog as well as the person behind them, but everyone other than that, they don't get any more lap down. They don't get their laps back. So Bob will be the lucky dog as long as Nick Hearn doesn't get lapped in, but with time evading him, I wonder how long that will last him exactly. Cindy backing off quite a bit here as the yellow flag comes out. And Bob Hutchins will get the lucky dog. Dustin Sonaker will be the only other lucky dog. Todd Tuss will have to falter back a little bit and try to work from that area here. But there he is, your stage 1 winner, Keith Checkmate Taylor. And, you know, I'm surprised. He actually seemed like he was slowing down a little bit and hanging on to it, but it looked like it may have been working more in his favor. But with the damage on the right front corner panel, will that play a factor later on? We'll have to find out. As the drivers get settled back down, get things figured out around here, we're going to go ahead. Cut to a quick commercial message here while they get things to pit road. But don't go anywhere. When we return, we'll see some more action here from Battle of the Metal Racing League's Truck Series.
When you want to be the best, you can't settle for the rest. There's a reason that Maconi Setup Shop is trusted by more virtual and real-world tracks and companies than any other setup shop in iRacing. With partners such as Stafford Motor Speedway, the Nashville Fairgrounds Speedway, Five Flag Speedway, Speed 51, and more. When you want something done right, you go to the experts at Maconi Setup Shop.
With setups available for most series on both asphalt and dirt, built by a team of professional builders consisting of some of the top talents on the service, Maconi Setup Shop LLC has what you need to hit the track with confidence. Head over to MaconiSetupShop.com and learn why Maconi Setup Shop is the official setup shop of Richmond Raceway Esports and is partnered with some of the largest names in virtual and real racing.
And remember, at Maconi Setup Shop, there are setups, but your victories.
With the ButtKicker Gamer 2, what you see and what you hear is what you feel. ButtKicker. The future is feeling.
Looking for a new PC or an upgrade to your current one? Look no further than Ford Entertainment Group, your home for the best quality and value in new, pre-built, and custom PCs at the lowest price guaranteed. We have affordable PC solutions for any budget, with custom builds starting at $595. Even the pros turn to Ford Entertainment Group to get them up and running. With valued customers from all over the world, it's easy to see why Ford Entertainment Group is the most trusted brand in custom PCs.
I wanted to save my awesome subscribers the most money when they start their sim racing journey. I start trying low for the best deals. And I'm so proud that Jeffrey and I have partnered up so I can spread the good news about where to get the lowest price on a high quality computer.
Feel confident when buying from us with the FEG Satisfaction Guarantee. Get yourself on track today by visiting us online at FEGPC.net.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Here right now, still under caution for the first time tonight. Here, the stage break coming to a close here as we're on lap 39 leading up to lap 40. We will be on the 41st lap here to go around for 110 laps here tonight. As Keith Checkmate Taylor dominant out of the gate, starting up the streak. Sitting to the closer, Taylor marching down the field, though, catching pretty quickly. But it was Keith that was able to use the lap traffic to his advantage and make a good pass around the 7 to take away that position from her and just continue to close off that gap in between. Now, remember, folks, tonight there are top 5 prizes on the line next week that will be decided after the points race has been completed. Some awesome things like, of course, the game or two from the ButtKicker. The trophy, obviously, for the season champ, which right now Cindy, the closer Taylor, has all but wrapped that up, so she will be taking home one of those trophies. There, of course, there's some other gifts away, like simracingmerch.com, allowing to bring out some prizes for us here. And Maconi Setup Shop, obviously, helping wheel and dealing a few things here for them. So they have, obviously, a lot of stuff coming around here for the drivers and everything. So there is a little bit of money on the line, but honestly, the drivers have told me before they really don't mind too much about the money. They're more out here just for the thrill and the fun of it, trying to enjoy themselves, having a good time. And that's what it's all about in the community. That's what we're all about here on the show. Here we go down the front straightaway. The green flag flies. We're back underway. Off the start, Matthew Hoffer, the 84, making a big run for it earlier on there, trying to basically get back out of here. Nick Kern, all of a sudden, starting to show a little bit of promise here. That Gran Turismo 69 looking pretty strong and hot out of the gate. I got to be honest with you, he was not where I think he should have been earlier on that first stage. Now, has he come alive a little bit? Has he started to push things a little more? He does have a race win, of course, on the show. He has got it from Pushing Limits Racing League. He managed to take that one home back, I believe it was over at Watkins Glen in the Lamborghinis. He told me it was finally time to end this curse and get a win there. I must certainly agree there because, honestly, my curses seem to be getting a little bit out of hand with some of these drivers here. On-board camera here with Nick Kern right now, and a little bit of a different look here on those Toyota Tundras, as we mentioned earlier on. Those Ford F-150s and Chevrolets look very kind of competitive and a little similar, but no, the Tundras are a whole different ball game. Now, to be honest with you, folks, I am surprised how deep they're driving on the outside line. Now, I get that generally you want to try to drive a shorter line in distance, but you know, usually when we see these drivers run, usually we see them playing right about where Keith and Cindy are back when it was on the Heat Series. Now it looks like, no, racing, they have a little bit more of a grip to where you can actually get the outside line to work better in your favor. And Chef May just jammed that wall pretty hard here. Cindy is going to make him pay for that one. To the inside corner panel. Here comes the run from the closer, but the checkmate does not give up yet. Matthew Hoffer getting passed in by Chantel, now by Robert the Rattlesnake on here. Hoffer falling off quickly. The Throttle initiating an attack on this track here. She is wheeling and dealing it here. I gotta believe made a few in-truck adjustments to try to get that thing settled down, trying to get a run or two with it. As they take it side by side, the Rattlesnake Robert Kahn back at it on the 5 inside though. Nick Kern looking from the outsider's perspective, trying to stay away from trouble. Whoa, a little bit of a bounce there from Robert Kahn. Actually, he is a lap down at the moment. I'm not sure where that came from. Maybe that was because of a pit road issue he had. But he is a lap down here, and I'm not too sure he's probably happy about that at all. Nick Kern falls back into fourth, up 4 spots though from where he started. He is a hard charger of the night. He started in 8th, he's currently in 4th. Matthew Hoffer right behind him here, trying to stay with it here. As you see Robert the Rattlesnake Kahn kind of interjecting when he can, try to make a move or two off of that. It's been interesting strategy so far from the drivers, an interesting playing field. A lot of folks trying to drive in deep, a lot of them going into the bottom. Some playing a little harder in the corner, some kind of easing into the corner. It's really only way I've been able to figure this track out is it's easy in and extremely hard out as soon as you got a run. But again, you need to be past the halfway apex of the turn, and then you can just start to really rev it up and just let it roost. And that's the only way I've been able to figure this track out. This track is not easy by any means. Last time we were here, though, was with our boys at the Smoky Tires Racing League, where they actually were Smoky Tires Racing Series, I should say, not League. He brought out the Cup Series there and had a pretty good showing there for, of course, the Fight Lymphoma 200. That was a great show on there, and obviously I'm glad that we were able to, race it for a little bit of a father, that needed kind of a little bit of a blessing or two from his kid, and glad we were able to do that. And it was a great honor to be privileged and be able to be part of this here. Obviously tonight here, rocking back and forth here with the Truck Series right now. It's been not the most exciting stage 1, but stage 2 has definitely been a little bit more interesting, I would say. Checkmate and closer right now still at it. Of course, I mean the Taylors here. That Keith in the green, pink is Cindy. Bob Hetson's already going into pit road here already. I'm not really sure what's going on down there. Chantel, the throttle Pottle getting a pretty good run up in third here. Matthew Hoffer in the 84. Firing back on turn 2 here, moving ahead with Mr. Nick Hearn way back behind him. Robert Kahn currently still a lap down. I'm not sure why he is battling as hard as he is with Hoffer, but if you're wondering, well, he wants to get a spot back, of course. He doesn't want to lose it too much. God, for crying out loud, if you guys ever see the WWE, arena back in the 80s, I mean, there's a reason why Hulk Hogan stayed on top for so long. He had to find a way he had to hold on his spot somehow. That's why Hoffer's holding on to his spot here. He's trying to keep Robert Kahn from making any passes around him. Jeffrey Todd Tufts now, unfortunately, not the same driver we saw back at Charlotte Motor Speedway. This is a little bit more under control, I would say, for the 72 NVIDIA Chevrolet Silverado. I'm not really sure if that's just because the way that he's been handling this track or the way that the truck has been giving it to him. Hard to say sometimes, but right now, currently, the Taylors are absolutely on board to throttle it around and have a battle here. Cindy is getting more of a push off the exits, I feel, but unfortunately those straights are where Keith has really been mastering the craft at. Even with that draft, it's still hard to get a run around here. And it seems like the more and more we get around, I feel like that's more the advantage from Cindy. Remember, she had to drive hard to get up to her brother earlier from the back, and then Checkmate kind of wheeled in on her and took that away from her. Obviously tonight, Cindy doesn't have anything really to worry about when it comes to making any positions up or trying to get any points wise. She really has pretty much locked up the championship in trucks. But again, Super Late Models, not so much. Still a little bit of a war there. 2 races left. If she was to have any problems there, that would open the door up to the other drivers. So you never know with those. Out of turn 2 here. Checkmate still holds off the closer. Cindy, man, she is charging hard, but she is not getting any breaks from her brother. Seems like Keith is starting to really dial this one in tonight. I think he may be the favorite. But again, I've only seen one stage of him really perfecting that and really giving a good showing of it. And Chantel throttle Pottle about 3 3/4 back of Cindy and about 4 now away from Checkmate. I have to believe she's saving up more than anything, just trying to see if she can hold on to this. That rattlesnake Robert Kahn now looking at the inside here. Matthew Hoffer going to try to hold him off one more time. Kahn is slowing down quickly though. You can see why though. He has to line that bottom line up and then try to get a run off it. You can't just drive it in deep and then cross through it. He has to actually run it through, or you see right there, that's what I was talking about. If you get a little too hard on that bottom line, there's just no grip. It's just slicks out there. And unfortunately, fortunately for Hoffer, he was able to hold off, and the Hendricks.com 21 still not able to get it to stick. He's just losing it in those turns. To be honest, I'm kind of surprised he's able even to hold on to that spot, much less keep it in rhythm. Nick Hearn now, all of a sudden, he's going to intervene. He wants to run on the rattlesnake. Remember, he outdid him on one of his specialties, the road courses, and the Lamborghinis at Watkins Glen just about a week and a half ago. I asked Nick earlier about that. He said, yeah, man, it was, obviously I got love, respect for Kahn being my boy, but I had to take him down sometime, and I'm glad it was on his own turf, and I'm glad I actually had something that I enjoyed running, because road coursing, racing is my bread and butter. I will say that much here. But currently the Gran Turismo 69 is not exactly making any headlines here. Or the HKS machine either. Hoffert still dealing with that pesky little rattlesnake. He just slithers up to him, doesn't he? Well, apparently pesky or not, he doesn't have a problem making a move here. Goes to the inside line, looking for a charge. Trying to make it work. See if maybe there's any rhythm up there. There is, and he will make the pass that opens the door up for now Nick Kern to intervene. I was wondering how well that would hold up. Down to the bottom goes Kern. He's in no man's land if he overdrives it though. Offert will be steady paced around that here. And just look at that right there. There it is. I was talking about it a minute ago. You saw that rotation from the 69. That rear end slides completely out. And it is just not hanging in there the way you need it to. That's why a lot of these drivers are going to the middle on the outside line. Which, again, it's crazy to me to believe that, because last time we were at New Hampshire, a lot of drivers were running the bottom line and getting a bit of grip down there. And then, of course, back on the Heat Series, it was the bottom and the middle where you wanted to play it at. You never really try to go too far outside or you lost all your momentum. It's an interesting strategy and interesting racing. And now Cindy Taylor finally getting around Keith. But again, is Keith just backing off here for the last couple of laps here of the stage? Has he been playing out the success and been playing more into the runs here with the way they do it? Stanley Chadwick says, give her hell, Con. Well, he'll have a chance to give her hell, because he's going to have to get back and race here. Bob Hutchins right now in pit road. Unfortunately, Bob has called it a night. The truck not able to stand the way he wants it to. He will call it there. Bob, though, is appreciative. Had to see you out here, man. Hopefully everything is okay, and we'll see you back out here. Bob, a good friend of mine as well, good a driver as well here. Obviously, I got two good friends here now inviting it in here, Cindy Taylor and Keith, and I can tell you right now, knowing them as friends, they are just absolute hard-throwing slobber knocker drivers, if you will, kind of the old Jim Ross situation here. The reason why I say they're kind of the slobber knocker style racing, because they will throw haymakers and they don't mind throwing it at each other. Family or no, family feud, don't matter. Here we go. Cindy trying to pull a little Mother's Day gift for herself, but she's got to have to work around the 66 of Sonicker, the Lucky Charms Ford F-150 right inside them. Mans to make a nice clean pass on the front straightaway. Very smooth. A little too smooth there. Checkmate just made her pay. Cindy way out of the gate, just opened the line up on the outside. My, I'm not sure if that was just a bad maneuver on her end or if that was just a bit of a mistake. Let's take a look at the PTM Instant Replay, because I'm going to go on board here and show you guys what happened here. Watch this, you can see right here. Right there, man, she just was on the brakes, but it would not slow down. And then you see old Brother Keith. He was just charging off that. And that was your PTM Instant Replay, brought to you by our good friends over at SimRacingMerch.com tonight. And that's interesting to say the least here. Checkmate once again catches another break. I think he's caught like 2 or 3 of them here tonight so far. And we're closing in on the we're past the halfway point, as you can see. So now it's just a matter of time of figuring out who is going to make the next bobble or the mistake, or who's going to get a run off of it. Well, for the fact that Cindy had made that one little mistake there, she's already caught up to her brother pretty quickly. Nick Kern, oh, look at this up front here. Look out in the back. Nick Kern and Hoffer going to go at it. Matthew Hofford, obviously one of the vets. Nick Kern joined us just this season, and I got to be honest with you, when he joined in, I thought he was going to be one of those guys you had to keep your name on and keep your eye on for a talent. Not obviously being a youngster, but he has to have a little bit of experience at the age he possesses. But Kern is one of those guys that I watch constantly out on the show and constantly on the track, and I am thoroughly impressed. I genuinely am impressed every time I see him, because it seems like he's always in the hunt, in position, and having a good run or two with the drivers and pacing of the field. But that also kind of leads into my other issue, which is, you know, will that work out okay, and will that be able to what he can do for the whole run situations? Still charging back around out of turn 4 here. Hoffert still trying to hang on, trying to keep his 4th place spot right now. Chantel just kind of being easy in and easy out, just working her way around. She's currently up 3 spots, currently staying in 3rd. Kern still trying to get something on Hoffert. Hoffert's not giving him any breaks, man. To the chopper can we go, and you can see what I mean. Watch Hoffert. He'll stay right in that middle section. Nick Kern's going to try and follow and then try to cross-thread him through. But watch Hoffert. That is how you run in New Hampshire. You just get a nice run off that bottom, kind of slowly pace it in and defend off. But here comes where the move comes for Kern. This is where cross-threads can come in. You don't see typically a lot of haymakers and sliders thrown at each other. But Kern seems to be trying to do a little bit of that crossover. He can't get a run, though, on the outside, on that exit. How long does Hoffert have left before his 9 lives are up of holding out that driver there in front of, behind him? You hear that throttle rhythm. He is very gentle in, very off, but that just opened the door up. Kern now sees his opportunity. Will he drive it in deep? Yeah, he'll drive it a little bit deeper. He's in the middle playing field. Hoffert has to go a little bit up into the rough and tumble. And Kern this time will make the jump around. So he takes over 4th place here from Hoffert. Hoffert will have to work from that and see if maybe he can hang in it. And back up front, Cindy the closer to. I don't know what's up with these two here tonight. But Cindy once again has just passed up Keith. And Keith knows the laps are winding down on the stage. This is not looking too good in his favor here. It has been pretty much Cindy's wheelhouse throughout the start, although there's a little bit of damage on that rear end. I don't know where that came from, and maybe that Keith got into her. Doesn't seem to be affecting her at all, though. Obviously, the aerodynamics are still good to go as caution does come out. Stage 2 is in the books. One more stage to go, and talk about a pretty strong stage, I must admit. Stage 1, kind of lackluster. This one, much better. You know, like I told people before, if you have me on a broadcaster, I don't play bias. I will literally just say what's on my mind, how I feel. And like I said, stage 1 did not really wield the best results, but stage 2, yes, this was much, much better. You had some good side-by-side battles and some good racing, and a little bit of a change-up. Cindy taking it away from Keith this time, whereas last time it was Keith that took it away from Cindy. How about that? Stanley Chadwick saying racing ain't easy. All these drivers make it look easier than it actually is. Props all of them. Oh, you have no idea there, my friend. Although Stanley, I will admit right now, currently, he sounds like maybe he will be joining in the iRacing journey eventually, but he's got a lot of laps to get used to this stuff, that's for sure. And I admit up front, I still have some myself I'm getting used to. I recently just joined into an Xfinity league, and I'll tell you one thing, trying to drive the trucks versus Xfinity, it's like night and day. Those Xfinity cars are tough, they are hard to handle, but I'd be damned if they weren't fun. So while the drivers have a little bit of situation to figure out pit stops and getting that run in, we're going to take you to a quick commercial message here, but when we return, we'll see more action here as the drivers are going to come to the final stage and have one more shootout. Who will be able to hold up and who will be able to survive? We'll find out when we return. Well, ladies and gentlemen, tonight's race has been brought to you part by our good friends over at Maconi Setup Shop. Only the best and fastest setups come from Maconi Setup Shop. Visit up their website, Maconi Setup Shop, to find the right setup for your next race. By Matt Mills Racing Team, the best Xfinity team out there, sponsoring and supporting Pottlez Racing League this season. If you want to support Matt Mills Racing Team, then be sure to visit them up on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, and check out their shirts and merchandise line and support them by showing your love on the track. By Bob's Custom Trophies and Gifts, supplying up the trophies for the season champs. And if you're looking to bet the best hardware, or maybe you need a gift for your next event, guys, again, it's Mother's Day. Get yourself something nice for your mother by going to www.bobscustomtrophies.com. And they will be rocking and rolling here. Cindy will be taking on one of these trophies, but will we see another be taken by Super Late Models Division? We'll find out next week. By SimRacingMerch.com, the perfect way to show your passion for sim racing. By Grid Finder, the best way to filter a new league. Filter your search by race day, geographical region, or gaming platform, the racing sim and car class. You need a broadcaster, live designer, you search Grid Finder, the home of online racing. by the ButtKicker. Best in performance and feeling on real tracks of the virtual world. The ButtKicker. Feel what you've been missing. By FEGPC.net. Matching your want with your wallet. They will always work with your needs to build the best PC at the right price. By Brandon Minnick Sim Racing. Be sure to head on over to his Sim Racing page and see about his iRacing journey and support up his merchandise line. Thank you again to Brandon Minnick for being a proud supporter of Pedal to the Metal. By Pottlez Wrapz. If you want the vehicle to match your style on your track, well then you gotta visit a Pottlez Wrapz for just that. The most affordable designs made at your leisure. And by GreenTech Energy, the natural choice for solar company and flare. They are the ones leading the charge in natural energy. GreenTech Energy. So the driver is still under caution, only the second one of the night, but you see the pace lights off on that old, what was that, a Ford Fiat or something? I swear, I can never figure out what is what around here. I think that's actually a Nissan? I know somebody will message me later and be like, what are you talking about? Like, do you even know what these cars are? I'm like, yeah, I know what the trucks are, at least, because I got a timing overlay there letting me know which one is which, but I don't know base cars. I don't know how they work exactly. I'm sorry, guys. You can criticize me. You can come after me all you want. I don't understand them. I don't know them. I've never been a manufacturer kind of guy. I've always just kind of watched the race and called it as I see it. Usually it's easier for me on the dirt because at least there it's just nothing but all around terrain and all about battles. Here with these things, you have to run basically the track, the turns, the corners, and the asphalt. You really have to work around those tires burning up, fuel burning up. So many things that go into it. Really, it's hard to really catch up and keep your track of. So, Stanley Chad was saying Caddy GTS. I do not know. I don't know. Maybe there's a way to find out down there. Maybe we can take a look here. Well, I mean, I can't tell from that angle. To me, it looks like a Ford version, kind of maybe a Toyota. I don't know for that matter, but it definitely doesn't look like anything. Or it might be a Nissan. I don't know. It could be a Caddy GTS. Stanley might be onto something here, my friend. Well, nevertheless, here while we try to figure that out and get that dialed in, let's go ahead and get back to the racing here, as the pace car is going to get off the track one way or another this time by. They are down to the final 35 laps. Who is going to walk away with this one? Cindy and Keith have been strong all day long, but remember, this is stage 3. Anything can happen here, and we've seen it before. The caution lights are coming off here. The green flag's coming out. We are back underway. On the rhythm on the inside line, yet again out of the gate, Cindy the Coulter Taylor trying to hammer down, trying to stay with it. Keith checkmate Taylor up on the binders here, having a good run there. Robert Collin back on the lead lap. Looks like he almost went 3 wide there down the back straightaway. Backed off. He didn't want to start nothing up with these drivers. Keith once again off to a strong start. No surprise here. Chantel and Matthew Hopford, though, a little bit of a different story. They are side by side right now, battling for position here for the top 3. Hoffer trying to outwit now due to the 5's momentum. Chantel making a big run there, trying to celebrate Mother's Day in the right way possible. Coming out about turn 2 here, side by side still with that Budweiser machine. I think Hoffer might need a few buds when this is over with. Kenneth Crawford saying, what's up, Crusader? Good racing. Kenneth, good to hear from you, my friend. And I'll say it once, I'll say it again. Get your butt on iRacing already so that way you can commentate with me and you can actually come out and race. I swear, dude, I'm about like 5 seconds away from just giving you a PC and then telling you if you don't come over here, I'm going to hunt. I'm going to literally I'm going to strap you down in the play seat challenge, and I will put your feet on the pedals. You'll learn how to do this stuff. Oh, jokes aside, oh no, problems there out of turn 2. The 5 for the first time tonight, big crash course, and almost takes the 72 with her. Big wreck there. Unfortunately, the 5's night might be over with. That is a tough break there for the 5. She was doing so strong, so well, but that problem there on the bottom line is if you overdrive it and spin it, it has a tendency to do it, and it did it right there to her. She was trying to hold off Hoffer and trying to stay with him, and it ended up costing him. Kenna Crawford saying, what? Just about done with my PC, brother. Be there soon. And I mean it this time. Oh, you say it now. Caution flag is out now. Caution is out, guys. Well, we kind of know why that came out, but just for those that missed it a minute ago, we'll go ahead and take a look at the PTMS replay brought to you by SimRacingMerch.com. And you're going to see right here why that came out. Take a look here. Watch the very bottom of your screen here. Watch that bottom line. You see the middle section, the 5 trying to run around there. Watch as she just gets a little too hard on the throttle. The rear end slides out from underneath her. She tries to save it. The left side gets a beating though. Todd just barely avoids her, and you can see the 5 unfortunately had multiple damages up on that one, but thanks to the safety equipment being put to good use, helped her out, kept her all nice and stable. So, but a tough break there that will have to end up in an instant repair. So that will put these drivers back a few spots and back a few legs. So while we get things figured back in right now, we'll have to cut to a quick commercial message, but real quick, when we return, we will see the conclusion of this truck race in its entirety. Do not go anywhere, folks. We'll be right back with some more Battle of Metal Racing League action from the Truck Series.
Looking for a new PC or an upgrade to your current one? Look no further than Ford Entertainment Group, your home for the best quality and value in new, pre-built, and custom PCs at the lowest price guaranteed. We have affordable PC solutions for any budget, with custom builds starting at $595. Even the pros turn to Ford Entertainment Group to get them up and running. With valued customers from all over the world, it's easy to see why Ford Entertainment Group is the most trusted brand in custom PCs.
I wanted to save my awesome subscribers the most money when they start their sim racing journey while I start trying over the best deals. And I'm so proud that Jeffrey and I have partnered up so I can spread the good news about where to get the lowest price on a high quality computer.
Feel confident when buying from us with the FEG Satisfaction Guarantee. Get yourself on track today by visiting us online at fegpc.net.
When you want to be the best, you can't settle for the rest. There's a reason that Maconi Setup Shop is trusted by more virtual and real-world tracks and companies than any other setup shop in iRacing. With partners such as Stafford Motor Speedway, the Nashville Fairgrounds Speedway, Five Flag Speedway, Speed 51, and more. When you want something done right, you go to the experts at Maconi Setup Shop.
With setups available for most series on both asphalt and dirt, built by a team of professional builders consisting of some of the top talents on the service, Maconi Setup Shop LLC has what you need to hit the track with confidence. Head over to MaconiSetupShop.com and learn why Maconi Setup Shop is the official setup shop of Richmond Raceway Esports and is partnered with some of the largest names in virtual and real racing.
And remember, at Maconi Setup Shop, there are setups, but your victories.
Welcome back here to PTM Racing TV right now while we're still currently under caution here. I believe this was the third of the night. Unfortunately, due to the unfortunate circumstances there out of turn 2, the 5 Chantel having a big wreck and collision course for problem zone. She thankfully has got the truck repaired up and fixed back in, but she's going to have to start a little bit ways back here on a track like this. This is not going to be easy for her to have a handle at it. But that does open the opportunity up for a little bit of a short run battle here for some of the other drivers. So Keith and Cindy's run might be kind of slowing up a little bit. Might be a little bit more of an opportunistic spot for the drivers here. I don't know. If I'm Nick Kern right now and I'm at the offer, my first thought is just don't let them get away from me too quickly. If I only have one option, my first thought is just get going, get back on the throttle and get on them hard before I lose too much time. You don't want to lose off on them. It's going to be interesting to see how this restart handles, how it plays and favors out. Still about 25 minutes left on the clock here for these drivers to run. Remember, they do run on time limits here. They don't just get to race as long as they want. They have time limits they have to initiate to. And as they bring it out of turn 4, this may be the last caution of the night. Our last stage break has been completed, so we need to get this one in and finish this out. Let's find out who is going to do just that here at the green flag restart. And Robert the Rattlesnake on, giving a major bump on the rear to the 69 of Nick Kern, and Chantel Throttle Bottle making Con pay pretty quickly here. Already on the attack, trying to make a move or two. Con, whoa, he's going to dive in deep, 3 wide there at turn 3. The Rattlesnake obviously has no qualms about making big moves on drivers here. I don't know about that when it came to trying to run this track, but he seems not mind at all. Nick Kern is now caught up there with the closer, Cindy Taylor. Cindy trying to hold him off, though. A little bit of run on the inside line there from the throttle. Chantel Bottle, fresh set of tires on that one. A little bit of fuel in there, and now she is moving through the field. Was this the opening she was looking for? Well, she's going to get it. She's going to have to hold on more because right now they are not done with her yet. The 69, a little bit less on the tires, a little bit more on the problematic zone. This is definitely hurting him. Firing on all cylinders. Matthew Hopper and Robert the Rattlesnake on now. Back in it to win it. Hoffert up high. Oh my, 3 wide out of turn 2. Ah! Kern gets loose. Robert does too, but they managed to hold on there. Hoffert getting out of that way, but holy cow almighty. Nick Kern, he somehow saved that one from disaster. But unfortunately, game can't be said about the truck's damage model. That thing is badly broken down. Thing is hurt a little bit, and that's going to hurt him more than anything. Chantel now trying to get up there to Cindy the Closer Taylor, but Cindy is starting to make a run off this. Starting to put a little bit more juice under the fuel, maybe put a little bit more under the hood. Here comes the Rattlesnake. Con is a madman, I tell you. He is fuming and furiously trying to get up in spots, get positions in. Charges around the 5. Chantel sees the opportunity, but she's got to watch out with that 21 getting loose there. One more wrong move, and that can hurt them both there. Con, oh my goodness, he's just driving that thing in like a madman. But he keeps forgetting you can't get too impressive. Oh my goodness. He slides it in hard there at turn 1 and 2, somehow managing not to crash the 5. I'll give him credit where credit's due. He did a pretty good drift there, but remember, this isn't drifting racing. This is iRacing. You're supposed to win by running the whole track around and win and get in the top spot, my man. Doesn't matter how hard you drift, that's for sure. Hoffert being very careful and selective on that throttle rhythm. Kind of come up with a bit of a different strategy. Saw earlier these drivers kind of shifting in, gearing down. Hoffert's doing a different strategy. He's actually kind of going lower on the times and on the RPMs and let it take more of a set. And honestly, I think it's a more interesting strategy, but I mean, again, with 20 laps left to go, I just don't see that really playing into his advantage here. As we look at our pit strategy right now, here's how things look. And why Rambo Khan is still currently holding up with these guys. So Naker and Todd Tufts, despite the fact they went in there and they haven't really been able to get anything going. But look at the lap counter here, and then look at also how long it took for these drivers to go into pit road. Starting to notice a little bit of a trend here. If Cindy and Keith are not careful here, they may fall short of laps, and they will fall short of fuel, which means the 5 and Robert and the 21 may just have an opportunity to take over. But if Khan doesn't stop smacking that wall around, he's not going to have anything left but just damage on that one. Kathleen Crawford saying, hashtag Team Rattlesnake here on our show. Kathleen, great to see you on board, and happy Mother's Day to you there, darling. The closer, Cindy Taylor here, moving up in position, moving up in ground. trying to get something going, maybe hold up a little bit to them. Hasn't exactly ran off here too well here, or hasn't exactly given up too much either. And she is just bluing it down, trying to get it going. Laps continuously are falling more ahead to the throttle and the rattlesnake. Pit strategy is one thing, man, but you gotta rely on a little bit of luck. When the iRacing officials call caution, that really hurts a lot of them, and we've seen it happen time and time again on iRacing, where that one caution, that one little caution, literally it may have been caution free for most of the race, but that one little caution, they were saving up on fuel and all that, cost them dearly. And there's just nothing you can do about it. But again, I feel like Keith may be trying to save fuel more. You see him driving a little higher. He might be trying to give a little more conservative on how he runs it off. I'm honestly not sure if he has enough fuel in there to get that way through, though. He's currently doing a pretty good job the whole now, sending the closer Taylor just right back on his tail end. Keith's a veteran, though. He knows what he has to do to hold off for Sister. Moving through the field, pacing them by once again, time and time again. You can see here on our blimp cam, this is PTM Racing TV blimp cam, up in the sky, up in the bird. No, it's a plane. No, it's a blimp. It's something. I don't know what it is. We're up in the high sends of the spectrum, seeing this battle go on for the battle for first. Meanwhile, behind them, you see the battle for third at the 5 of Chantel holding out from Con here. And then back behind all of them, Matthew Hoffer in the 84 and Nick Kern fall back a little bit behind. And then, of course, there's a lonely Sparky out there, Dustin Solnaker. Hey, he's still hanging in there. Gotta give love to the big guy out there. Keith Checkmate Taylor starting to finalize and finish this out. I'll be honest with you, only about 13 laps to go. Keith may be finally putting this one into victory lane. He hasn't done it in a while. He's been out for blood for quite a while. He's been out to make a point, make a statement. Is this tonight the night he does just that? Running it in hard, running it in clean here. Still time remaining on the clock. Time left for these drivers as we now look back in the chat here. These Pottlez Wrapz saying, well, had the best day ever, Chantel. Let me see firsthand sitting in her driver's seat how hard it was to keep the cars on the road. A big shout out to all you guys who race. Go Chantel Bottle. Well, honestly, yeah, it's first off, well, happy Mother's Day to you, Miss Lee. Yeah, I mean, that's one thing about this whole sim is that a lot of people take it for granted. These things are not easy to handle, and they do take time to adjust to. It's the reason why iRacing is built and made as a legit simulation. That's a lot of, the one thing I always get, it drives me insane, is when people say, oh, it's just a video game, it's just a video game, like all you gotta do. It's like, no, it's not a video game. Like, this is legit, like, they're trying to work with the physics, the feeling, and all that comes with, you know, driving an actual car, or actual truck, or a vehicle. Like, that's the whole reason and the point of this stuff in general. That's why a lot of drivers and a lot of fans out there have migrated over to iRacing, and they come to, you know, AC, which ACC, and, you know, for the console players, and a lot of them go over to PC as well for that. They want a full-fledged, realistic, you know, simulation style. And honestly, that's kind of the reason why I really fell in love with this stuff, and I fell for it. It really does feel legit. Like, when you're on dirt, you can see the track burn down. You can actually feel it. If you got a force feedback wheel, or you like me, you got V3 pedals and a butt kicker, you can actually feel when you need to get on and off the track and on and in, you know, through. And it makes the biggest difference. So I mean, for the new drivers out there, the new folks that are just coming in, just be aware, because, yeah, there was a huge sale going on for iRacing. Be aware that, you know, don't just jump in and thinking this is like, oh, NASCAR Heat, or, you know, this is Dirt Rally, whatever, or this is Wreckfest, or, you know, Project Cars. That is completely the opposite of what this is. This is designed to literally test your abilities and test your style. Go into it with a patient mindset. Do not try to over ramp and try to overdo these things. You have to stay focused and let these things come to you. Other than that, man, really the community is really what makes it as well. So I'm glad finally iRacing is getting the notoriety and the support, but it's kind of a crazy world we live in, to say the least. Right now, final 7 laps to go here, and currently that 7 of Sydney just fall way behind. Keith has just been absolutely on a tear. Look at the lap counter right now. Cindy has fallen too much. She doesn't have anything left for Keith, I think. Robert the Rattlesnake on that Hendricks.com 21. Looking to stay in the 4th running here tonight. Chantel just trying to finish out in 3rd. She was up 6 tonight. She's now up 3 spots. She is the hard charger of the night. Keith, though, trying to finish this out, trying to put an end to the statement here, trying to make a move or two. Final 6 laps now to go. And you can just really see the gap of distance in between here. There's Keith there, you see in that gray and green machine. And then, of course, behind the Tracker Boats, Bass Pro Shops of Cindy. The Wolfpack Racing, Matt Mills Racing, ButtKicker, SimRaceMerch.com, Maconi Setup Shop. 8, though, of Keith Checkmate Taylor coming up on the final 5. Flagman has a high 5 in the air. When you have a high 5 in the air, that means 5 laps remain, and Keith is being very, very gentle on that run. I don't know. Let's go on board with him here. I want to see if he is trying to save that fuel. No, it doesn't seem like he is. It seems like he's driving in just as hard. I think what he's trying to do is he's trying to save the tires, because that right now you can see how much it was drifting upward. It was getting close. Now he'll have Todd Tufts to deal with here right now as the NVIDIA 72 stays to the bottom, out of his way. Keith Checkmate Taylor is closing in the gap, closing in on a spot. Is this his night? Stanley Chadwick saying having a wife that race helps too, that's for sure. Now 3 laps remaining. Here we go. The final lap's coming to a corner. You guys are watching this here on Facebook as well for the first time. First off, thank you for tuning in. Happy Mother's Day to everybody again, and hope you have liked and followed us up here on Facebook. And if you want, go over to our YouTube, subscribe there. We'll have the replay of the whole video stream up there in about 20 minutes or so. And then, of course, also follow us up on our social media platforms, Twitter and Instagram. We will be doing special stuff there and special events as well. You never know what to expect around here. 2 laps remain, and Keith and Cindy, I think, honestly have narrowed it down. Unless all of a sudden we see a Dover finish here, I don't see that fuel going out. I think they saved up enough and done enough to finish this out here tonight. Lee Puster Pottlez saying, come on, Pottle, 50 those Taylors, LOL. Well, right now, Cindy and Keith way ahead of them, and it is white flag time now. Here it comes. Keith Checkmate Taylor, 1 more lap to be finished. But remember, he had the same situation back at Dover, and it ended up running out of fuel on that last couple turns. Has he saved up enough? Has he done enough to give this one a shot here tonight? He saved the tires up, that's for sure. Saved up his run, saved up his night. He's going to bring it around at a turn 3 and 4 at least. Nothing wrong here, nothing to be had, nothing to worry about. Keith Checkmate Taylor takes it to victory lane. The Wolfpack number 8 is taking one home at New Hampshire. Second place will go to Cindy the Coulter Taylor. Third will be Chantel the Throttle Bottle. As she comes close to the end here, 4th goes to the Rattlesnake Robert Kahn, the Hendricks.com Chevrolet. 5th will go to Matthew Hofford in the 84. 6th to Nick Kern in the 69. 7 to Dustin Sornaker in the 66. And then Jeffrey Todd Tufts and Bob Hutchings coming in 8th and 9th respectfully. Both drivers not finishing, though, on the last leg of the race. Well, there he is, folks. Your race winner here tonight at New Hampshire. He has done it again. Pulls off the win, pulls off the battle, and it's burnout time for the Wolfpack Racing number 8. Kathleen Crawford saying good race, Colin and Kern. Lee Puttister saying good job all. A solid race, a solid night, and a solid day for the drivers. What a race it has been. What a day it has been as well. That right there is probably the best gift for a lot of folks out there, and I gotta believe Keith's wife is gonna be happy about this Mother's Day gift she's gonna get. All right, let's take a look at the racingmerch.com race results now. Up on the scoreboard here, this is Keith Checkmate Taylor wins it. Second to Cindy the Closer Taylor. Third to Chantel Throttle Pottle. Fourth to Robert the Rattlesnake On. Fifth to Matthew Hofford. Sixth to Nick Hearns. Seventh to Dustin Slonaker. Jeffrey Todd Tubbs. Eighth night to Bob Hutchings to round out your field here tonight. Yeah, it looks like the 5 decided to have a little fun, just jamming into the wall protection, have a little go around with that. And Robert the Rattlesnake Han, looks like he will just put it into pit road and finish this one out. We'll head down here and see if anybody would like to talk with us here. I can already tell you, though, the throttle will not talk with us, so we'll put the overlay up for Miss Chantel the Throttle Pottle. Eventually we'll get her to talk, I bet you. One of the lone Canadians, 3 Canadians here tonight, 6 of Americans, but she managed to be the top 3 here of the drivers. Well done on her end for that part, and well done on the finish here. Cindy the Closer Taylor coming home with a respectful second place finish. We know we will not be hearing from her, but after this race now, it is pretty much all but sealed. She has locked up the much needed points to become the season champion. If I remember right, and if I'm looking at the scoreboard right, it is all hers. She just needs to show up next time out, and that will pretty much wrap it up for her. What a night it has been, and what a series for her. But our checkmate himself, Keith Checkmate Taylor, winning it here at New Hampshire Motor Speedway in a solid race to the end. Definitely a good runner, too, for him, and a good spot up, I would say. Congratulations to Mr. Keith once again as we are closing this one out here tonight. Well, ladies and gentlemen, this race couldn't have been brought to you without the help of our friends at Maconi Setup Shop, Matt Mills Racing Team, Bob's Custom Trophies and Gifts, SamRacingMerch.com, Grid Finder, the ButtKicker, FEGPC.net, Brandon Minnick Sim Racing, Pottlez Wrapz, and of course, GreenTech Energy. And you fans at home watching around the world or across the country from sea to shining sea, it has been an honor to call for you guys. I've been grateful to be able to be in front of you folks as we now bring in the #1 winner here tonight at New Hampshire, Keith Checkmate Taylor. And Keith, talk about a run and a half you had here tonight, man. Fighting earlier with your sister Cindy. She put up a heck of a fight there to you and put up a war, but you two were able to hang in there and keep it going. How was that for you?
Man, I don't know. It felt like the truck was on rails, to be honest with you. Just a good truck, man. Fast all night. And something about the exit off of 4, I felt like I'd get a run on anybody. So that paid off in the end. And yeah, I was lucky enough to stay just consistent enough to edge out my sister, because she's usually a lot more consistent.
Yeah, I was about to say, there is a reason why we always nicknamed her the closer for a reason. She was definitely putting a little bit emphasis on that. But, hey, man, you managed to hold off, though, and you managed to get away with this one. So, I got to ask you there, bud, who got you here to Victory Lane here tonight?
I just want to thank everybody, PTM Racing TV, everybody, and appreciate the sister throwing the setup together. Actually, we had another one, but it didn't end up panning out. Worked with this one and ended up paying out. Just want to give a big shout out to God, and it's Mother's Day, so all the mothers out there, appreciate you guys.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Go and celebrate with your wife, and go and celebrate with everybody there. Make sure you have a good happy Mother's Day to her, and make sure everyone as well can see it all here. You are the race winner here tonight, though, at New Hampshire. Congratulations there, Keith.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Absolutely. Ladies and gentlemen, the checkmate himself, Keith Checkmate Taylor, wins it here at New Hampshire. And that's going to wrap it up here tonight for your show and all of us here at PTM Racing TV. We can't thank you guys enough and our sponsors. So once again, for those that have tuned in and watched, thank you for the support. Thank you for the love. And until the green flag flies next time on PTM Racing TV, please be safe. God bless. Take care. Happy Mother's Day, all the wonderful mothers in the world. And Mama, I know you're listening. Happy Mother's Day. Same to you, Grandma and Great-Grandma. I love you guys, and I love you all. Thank you so much for tuning in. We'll catch you next time, tomorrow night, where we got a doubleheader stacked ready for you.